Hey, good morning, Patriots. It's another great day in the USA. Good to see you all. Well, I can't see you, but you can see me, and it's good to be seen. So, another great day to go through all of the craziness in the news. And boy, is there craziness because they're talking about crazy people, and crazy people make the best news. And I think that's a proven fact. But someone who's not crazy but makes great news is Chris Cardani. Good morning, Chris.
That's right. I'm on the far side of crazy, as the great band Wall of Voodoo would say.
Yeah, we should have the ball of voodoo come on sometime. You know, you're friends with that guy, right?
Oh, Andy's a great fellow. He's one of the smartest gentlemen I've ever spoken with during
Yeah.
pretty much any interview. I've interviewed him 10 or 12 times by now. Well, the man's brilliant.
So, what does a barbecue iguana taste like? Just out of curiosity, because I've always wondered about that.
That's not Andy Preboy. That's Stan Ridgway. He's the first guy. I've actually had him on once, but he told me it tasted like chicken.
Oh,
I actually have that clip somewhere. But I actually got to see him live at the Turning Point Turning Point Cafe in Piermont, New York. It was a small concert. It was beautiful. It was absolutely fantastic. He put a small band together, and it was great. His solo stuff and old Wall of Voodoo stuff.
so well, it's interesting. So, does he sing? The old stuff with the new stuff, or just the new stuff?
He mixes it all up, so you'll hear him do some old. It's Ridgway. You'll hear him do some old Wall of Voodoo stuff. So he did Mexican Radio, and of course Call of the West. Did the new stuff, and of course did his old solo stuff like Drive She Said, Knife and Fork, and of course my personal favorite, Camouflage. One of the best story songs of the 1980s.
Well, we should definitely have him come on sometime. You know, for tropicality. But someone that I don't think is ever going to come on with us. And I think I can guarantee this is Adam Schiff. Schiff is never, he's never going to join us on the program ever.
No,
so,
as a matter of
right?
fact,
I mean, yeah, there he is.
oh wow! I got to tell you,
Wow.
this guy gets worse every moment. But he looked like he was a sniveling crybaby and sniveling dirtbag from the moment we saw him start mouthing off in Congress a little bit more when he was a representative. Now that he's a Senate, he thinks he has a lot more power. We were hoping that Steve Garvey would have beaten him, but well, I suppose the fix was in already, considering it was California. This guy's been the guy behind the Russian collusion hoax. He's the guy behind the J6 kangaroo court. He's the guy behind these impeachments. He was the guy that tried to pass off a guy who heard it from a friend who heard it from a friend who, as a whistleblower. I remember Eric, the charming fella, and nobody was even allowed to mention his name on the internet. This guy's evil. Yes, pure evil.
So he's so evil and stupid, apparently, because he's on record telling the FBI to leak information.
Yes.
What level of knucklehead is that, Chris? On a scale of 1 to 10, that's a pretty big knucklehead number. We should do that here in the show, a knucklehead number. You know, that's a high number.
Tony, it's a feeling of entitlement the left has had for a very long time. If you notice, they like to try to manipulate law or handle or make these moves because they think they're always going to remain in power. For some reason, they think the people are always on their side, no matter what they do. So they're entitled to power. Look, I go back to Harry Reid and his nuclear option with the judges. He didn't think that would bite him in the rear end afterward. Well, look what happened. And this guy too. He thinks that, well, we're going to stay in power so I can do whatever I want to keep Trump out, keep the Republicans out, and keep everybody quiet. And we're going to just keep going. And no one's ever going to find out what I did. But no, this is why they were so afraid of Donald Trump.
Well, yeah, there's a number of reasons. I think this is one of the greatest, but there's no doubt at this point. And I've been looking through the interwebs this morning, and a lot of people, mostly on our side, are chatting about the new smoking gun. But the memo is very clear that Schiff basically said, look, you all need to break federal law and conduct an act of sedition. The other part of this, which hasn't been talked about, is sedition. So it's one thing to say, hey, break your oath, go leak information. Go, go leak AOC's bra size. That's secret, but
Gross.
go leak it. Go. Yeah, well, but leak it.
Gross. Yes.
And so part two of this is the FBI did actually leak. So that's the other part of the shift sandwich.
Oh, that's definitely not a nothing burger.
No, it's not a nothing burger. It's a shift sandwich.
Oh,
Anyway, oh man. Anyway, so and who's the filling? Who's the ham in the middle? Well, that's Christopher Wray. Speaking of hams, and a rotten ham, green eggs and ham, right? He's green eggs and ham. Yeah. So we're telling a story this morning for the Patriots, right, Chris? This is like illustrating the path of treachery. So you go through and you got the shift sandwich with the green eggs and ham of Ray in the middle, and then you go to the other side is the leaker. The leaker leaks. Right. It's in the name. Leakers leak, and someone who I think they know who. I don't think they've announced it yet, but they know who leaked this to the media. And I think the bottom line, they're all going to jail. At least that's what we're all hoping for. And but as I was saying, Chris, you distracted me. Stop distracting me.
I'm a distraction.
Is that sedition is the bottom line. So you add all these parts up, you put it all in the sandwich, and you got an unhappy meal, right? You got fries. Could I have some treachery? Could I have some sedition fries with that to go? And there you have it. It's both. It's 2 for 1. It's a twofer. You get leaking and sedition. So that's what's going on, folks. This is serious. So there you go.
Well, again, we've watched this guy for a long time. The man stares into the camera and boldly lies about virtually everything he says.
He's dreaming of Ed Buck.
Well, the other thing is he knows that anybody who talks to him will never investigate. They will they don't care to investigate. They don't care to verify anything this man says because they want what he says to be true.
Well, I said this back. No, I said this back in the day, back when in 2017 and 2018. If people go back and find it, I actually went on Fox saying the people leaking this are at a very high level, and I think there's an interview I did with the ambassador to Switzerland, Germany, Guilfoyle. What's her name? Gavin Newsom's ex-wife, Kimberly Guilfoyle. So I'm on the TV with her, and I'm talking about this on Fox in the old days before I was banned from Fox. Just saying, there's a whole story with that we won't get into today. Did I say I'm monetizing my X feed? That'll be a good story for my monetization of the X feed. Is the story of my being expressed, from Fox. Don't you think, Chris?
That would be a great story. Not only that, we could go in. You can make it a two-parter because, again, they seem to find ways to just knock people off who don't follow the narrative in lockstep.
Yeah, that's true. But we'll talk about the narrative following or my lack of interest in following a narrative. It's nothing I don't care. It's like that scene in Office Space with the two Bobs. You remember that movie, Office Space? Great movie.
Oh yeah.
It's like
just what do you do here?
Yeah. I'm a people person. Now I'm thinking about the scene with the two Bobs and Peter. Peter, we're being told that you've been missing a lot of work. Well, Bob, I wouldn't say I'm missing it.
I don't think anybody misses it, but yeah, I love that. And the funny thing was, they loved him. He was actually right, and basically, maybe Fox should have taken that attitude from you too. Hey, you know what? This guy's right.
It's okay. Well, I'm better off at Newsmax. At least I hope so. We'll see.
Yeah.
Anyway,
they'd like you.
Continuing the story, as the story proceeds, Adam Schiff and crew have been engaged in what I believe to be the greatest attempted coup in history. This is an order of magnitude worse than Watergate. And as I was saying, during that time of the coup, 2017, 2018, someone at a high level was leaking this because all the media, to your point, Chris, all the media were taking it. And I know from my friend Catherine Herridge, I was talking to Catherine the other day, just follow her feed because she's dropping all this stuff on a daily basis. Catherine never runs with anything without a second or third source.
No,
Just saying.
Hey, wow, imagine that. Journalists actually looking for sources, verifying. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So the fact that you had all these major networks literally going with anonymous or single source, like, okay, they're getting this from the top. Only a Clapper, Brennan, or Comey, or later Ray, would be able to have that level of free access and unaccountability, because anyone else, look, I've been a secret source before. So in fact, I was, full disclosure, I was Catherine Heritage's source for Able Danger before that went public, and she verified it through other sources. There was not
just you get in trouble with Fox. There you go.
Well, again, that's another story. Just don't walk into people having kisses that aren't married to each other. Just saying. So but I digress. And it wasn't Catherine. Catherine was not kissing anybody. Someone else was kissing somebody, but I don't want to go down that path.
Was it Santa Claus underneath the mistletoe?
I saw mommy kissing Santa Claus. No, it was something worse.
Well, it wasn't Gavin Newsom's song. I saw Daddy kissing Santa Claus. Was it?
No, it was Schiff kissing Ed Buck. Ed Buck is now in prison for killing 2 black men. Just saying. So there,
Well, I want to bring George in, but to watch this video, because maybe Ed might be kissing Adam Schiff, but certainly not Stephen Miller. He kind of describes Adam Schiff to a T to Jesse Waters. Want to check it out?
Let's check it out.
Adam Schiff is not only a stone cold, hopeless loser, but he is one of the most corrupt, one of the most shameful, one of the most heinous individuals ever to serve in public office in America. And everything he's devoted his life to has been debunked, discredited, and discarded. He literally represents the face of failure. His sole achievement in life was fighting a losing war against Donald Trump, and now President Trump is in the White House, and Adam Schiff is the leader of a dying and dethroned movement. It really is amazing. Think about what the Democrat Party is fighting against. What are they trying? Adam.
It's great because they just took down Adam Schiff rather quickly. The fact is, it's true. This guy has lost everything. But it's the fact that the left thinks it's entitled to say or do whatever they want, and if you challenge them, it's misinformation. And the media, most of it, will jump right on it, and they'll say, "Yes,
I agree."
Right?
Yeah. Hey, good morning, George. George is
good morning, everybody. How you doing, everybody?
So, Georgia, Chris brings up a great point. Can you track down and introduce us to misinformation? Is she cute? Does she wear like a bonnet? Does she run around in swimsuits? Misinformation. Yeah, that's right.
Award from fake news media.
Does she look like AOC or Hillary Clinton?
Oh, that's tough. That's a tough one.
Here she is, guys. I know. I've met her. I saw her on a dating app. Here is misinformation right here.
There she is. Oh, that's her. Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins. That's right,
Mary Poppins. That's right. She is misinformation. That's a good call, Chris. That's a heyo there for you. That's a
heyo for me.
Heyo. That's a good catch.
No halo for her, though.
Do you have her singing? I want to hear her sing.
I
want to hear misinformation serenade us this fine Wednesday morning.
By the way, she's working with a British think tank.
Yeah, because they're trying to suppress. Yeah, birds of the feather. They're over there trying to suppress free speech. And they're trying to say that Donald Trump's the enemy. Just say it. It's like, okay, yeah. You're the guys. There she is. There she is. Let's hear. I'm going to get play this while I'm getting my jacket on for George.
All right, here we go.
Pondering is really quite ferocious. It's when a huckster takes some lies and makes them sound precocious by saying them in Congress or a mainstream outlet. So
like Schiff.
Information's or a Trojans are slightly less atrocious.
Yeah,
It's how you hide a little
That's
lie,
right.
little lie. It's how you hide a little lie, little lie. It's how you hide a little lie, little lie. When Rudy Giuliani shared.
All right, see, here you go. She's not
Yeah,
going
there
about
you go.
Rudy Giuliani, but
Ooh,
this is
man.
what they do. You watch
Yeah.
Jasmine Crockett, you watch Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, you watch Adam Schiff push a hoax on the congressional floor. So basically, she wasn't telling people what a lie is; she was giving her fellow Democrats instructions.
Exactly. So, George, do you think the Democrats picked up Brave New World and 1984, and then figured that those are manuals for instruction, not fiction?
I think the best thing is they're going to start a choir, all of them.
Oh,
And sing like.
so George, do you know anybody who's familiar? I don't know anybody who's familiar with the prison system, but if you know someone, have him call Adam Schiff's office so he can front load his prison commissary card. Adam Schiff's going to need a lot of smokes to trade. So I'm just saying, Chris, do you know anybody? Because we need to tell Adam Schiff how to survive in prison because it's coming for him, right?
I think Bubba's going to see him.
They do have videos. By the way. Maybe you could talk to some of the people he threw in jail from the Trump administration. They can help him a little bit.
I think they'd help him. Yeah.
We all know. And look, I know we want to see indictments going with these people. We want to see some prison sentences. I'm not totally unsure the deep state isn't going to allow us to have Adam Schiff as a sacrificial lamb. By the way, I was talking about Brennan and Comey as perfect sacrificial lambs, but this guy is probably annoying to them too. He's making everybody look bad. So I'm sure the deep state will be like, all right, you know what, news media, you can have your
Peter Navarro can help him. Red Ginger points out Peter Navarro can help him with his prison commissary account.
I was thinking maybe, he can do that, and Anna Navarro can join him for conjugal visits. So there we go.
And,
Anna Navarro.
What about the J6s?
By the way, Chris, has Anna Navarro completed her transition from male to female? I'm just asking because I don't know.
No, but she is going to be an adjunct instructor in the Rosie Perez School of Speech.
Yeah, man, oh man.
There we go.
She's got a problem with diction, right?
Yeah, boy.
Oh boy.
By the way, T. Augie says maybe Disney could hire Nina Jankowicz for their park show. I don't know. I don't think they should let her near kids. So
I don't know.
Out of the question.
She could be what's the biggest org in Disney lore? She could be the Wicked Witch in Snow White, right?
Ooh, or how about the mother? Queen. How about that Ursula chick or whatever her name is from the Little Mermaid?
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. That's a good one. Well,
or
anyway, but George, do you think? What do you think? Do you think that they're going to perp walk Adam Schiff? Because I certainly hope they do.
I 100% believe they will. I think because of we all know that originally that Adam Schiff was a playwright, and that's why he kept on insisting about this Russian collusion because he kept on saying about the proof and how he wrote the speeches up exactly how he was convincing the fake news media, which, if you notice, every fake news media outlet said the same thing over and over again, exact words that they did. But I think a lot of it had to do with Adam Schiff. And don't forget the persecution that Adam Schiff did with all these J6s too, that he was a witness to. And, all of them, that whole panel that was charged everybody and the stuff that they did with the judgments of all the because they controlled the Washington, D.C. Court system.
Well, so let me ask you about that. So I think that's a great point. Should Adam be charged in your neck of the woods down in Florida? Should they charge him down in southern Florida and
that's
make
what
him?
They're going to have to do it. Yep, I agree 100%.
Because
and they're going to.
I don't think the juries are going to be sympathetic to old Watermelon Head, right, Chris?
Oh, no. Well, I think that judge that's appointed by Trump down in Jupiter would be ideal for that court case.
I'll as Loves Christ points out, we all knew this, but now there's witnesses and a hard copy trail, which makes it different. And I'd like to believe George is correct. It's going to result in actual prosecutions. So there you go.
And not too much about treason. I think it's going to be more about the RICO Act.
That's probably where it's going to go.
Well, it is sedition. They can prove sedition.
Right.
Naked
Treason-
proofs edition.
Right.
Treason's a
Treason-
very high
Treason's
bar.
a tough one.
Yeah.
And that's only because he's going to claim that he was saving democracy. That's the Democrats' mantra. So it's like it's like plausible deniability. The fact is, you look at this. Stephen Miller was right. The man is a loser. Think about it. He had the DOJ on his side. He had the FBI on his side. He had the CIA on his side for a long period of time. He had a Democrat, a powerful, well-funded Democrat machine on his side. He instructed his staff to leak information about Donald Trump that's derogatory for him. He lost 2 impeachment attempts. He failed to get Donald Trump out of office, or at least keep him from running again, and he failed to have him lose the 2024 election. Basically, Adam Schiff is basically he's basically the
Poster child.
the poster child, or the idea that a baseball team finds a guy that just can't do anything anymore, can't field, can't hit anymore, and is always a failure at the plate, has to DFA him and send him down to the minors, or at least just release him outright. The deep state's going to let us have him. I do believe that they're going to be 3 or 4 people that they're going to just cut loose, and we're all allowed to pay attention to, so Hillary Clinton can run free. That's what I believe.
So I don't know if Bill Clinton wants Hillary Clinton to run free. I don't know. George, do you think maybe Bill's going to be called to Congress? Do you think Bill's going to turn state's evidence?
I think he's going to be
Hillary?
a witness.
Well, the problem with Hillary,
That way he could go freely date Sheryl Crow and all the other wacky left chicks, right, Chris?
Yeah.
Right,
I wonder if
right.
they're going to play if they go in front of Congress. Are they going to play the videos of Hillary Clinton, how she was all messed up with on drugs and stuff, the way she was, and
She's still messed up. Just they hide it now because she's
Well,
not in the public light. Yeah.
the problem with Hillary Clinton is the same as the Democrats' issue with Donald Trump. They know things. They can bring a lot of people down with them. So if Hillary goes down, she is going to bring a lot of people with her.
Yeah, well, she made that statement. She made that statement perfectly clear.
Yeah.
When they first.
Well, Bill Clinton knows she doesn't go down easily.
Oh.
Oh.
All right. This is getting bad.
Well, anyway, back to the story.
Clinton
But I think this is an interesting quadratic equation to think about, because if Schiff goes, first off, George, do you think Schiff's going to turn on everybody else? Because Schiff is, if they bring him in, you know how it is. First one to talk gets to walk, so to speak. So if he gets in there and starts talking, he can throw whiny Adam Kinzinger under the bus. Cheney, there he is. He's doing the voodoo. He's got the voodoo hand. See, he can throw a bunch of people. He can throw a bunch of people under the bus. So what do you think? Do you think he's gonna take it like a man, or is he gonna turn everybody in?
No, he'll turn everybody in. He'll make some kind of deal.
Yeah, I think so.
The type of person he is. That's the type of person. You know what else I think is going to sing like a canary? Clapper.
Oh my God! You know, I saw him. When did I see him? A week ago, Monday. I was up in D.C. a week. It's 10 days ago now. Time flies. But he was at my dear friend and mentor, Lieutenant General Pat Hughes's funeral. Pat was director of DIA, also served as assistant secretary over DHS. And Clapper showed up. I don't know why. He showed up and he was in the very back of the room, very back of the chapel. And I think he's gonna sing like there's no tomorrow. He's gonna sing like he's on American Idol.
Yep. I wonder who the judges are going to be. That's the best one.
He's gonna sing that song "Lonesome Loser." Right, Chris? There he is.
There's the canary.
Singing the Lonesome Loser. Oh.
Too much. I just can't. It's amazing how everything's falling into place. And I was telling everybody, wait for the month of August. It's going to be unbelievable, and it's really happening. What's going on with all, especially Perro, man. She came out like a bat out of hell, man. The way she was talking about, I think what did it over the edge was that the that the balls kid. I mean, it was planning about it, but I think I think it's going to hit all the other cities.
Could be.
It's definitely going to go into the other cities. And
yeah, I think so.
And they got to stop. The news media's got to stop pushing this guy. Network here.
Who's going to stop pushing? It didn't come through. Who's going to stop pushing what?
They're pushing him too much.
Pushing who too much?
No, I'm talking about Mandani there, the guy that's running for mayor.
Oh, Memkami. All right, that's a different story.
Memkami, yeah.
All that free shit. They're putting all that stuff up about him. It's like constantly Fox, everybody. They got to stop giving him this publicity.
No, I was on my network the other day on Newsmax, and they basically preempted something I was doing for his comments. Like, what? It's like you're giving this guy way too much time, and I don't know why. I don't know why. It's really weird, So
there's got to be a reason for it. I have no idea. I mean, look how bad. Look at the numbers he's got. He's got 20 points more than anybody else.
Yeah,
except that anybody else includes Andrew Cuomo. You see, that's the other thing.
Well, he's a jerk off, Cuomo.
Yes.
Just like the apple don't fall far from the tree. His father was one, his brother was one, and he's one.
You can say it. You can say Spachim on the air. The Mario sword. I still have to bring in my shirt.
Yeah, look at him. Yeah, he's got to supply all the food at all the grocery stores like that.
Oh, again, this whole thing about Mamdani, he's in a 4-person race at this point. The only way he's going to lose is if either Cuomo or Adams drops out of the race. Cuomo is taking Cuomo is so far in second place out of the four people. I don't think enough Republicans are going to support Curtis Lee much as he would probably make a better mayor than all of them.
Yep,
of course.
But the question is, if Cuomo drops out of the race, will his voters flock to Adams or will they flock to Mamdani? Where in fact, if Adams drops out of the race, I would guess most of them would go right to Cuomo.
I don't know. That's a tough one. I'm not a New Yorker, so I don't know. George, what do you think? Because that's beyond me. I can't think like a New Yorker apparently, because I would never support a communist.
I would say Staten Island, no way. Part of Queens, no way. Brooklyn got taken over. I mean, there was an area in Brooklyn called Bay Ridge. Now they call it Beirut.
I know Bay Ridge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I spent time in Bay Ridge in the old days. Yeah.
So I mean, it's just
Bay Ridge used to be mafia controlled. Now it's not.
No, they call it Beirut now.
Yeah.
No more Bay Ridge, Beirut. It's unbelievable. I was in New York. What do you call it? Say December last year, and it's just unbelievable. I drive through there. It's disheartening. I mean, there's all the sections. The Chinese took over all of Bensonhurst, the majority of it.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, let's go to New York. I want to go to New York one more time because on what's his name? Bill Maher's podcast, George F. Will was a guest. I watched a couple of clips of that. One of them has Will saying he hopes Mamdani wins, so the America can watch and see what socialism does and get a real dose of what it is. Unfortunately, is Will like I don't know? Did Will miss 8 years of New York's history? Because Bill de Blasio was the perfect example of how socialism can destroy a city.
Yep.
Exactly.
I agree 100%. Yep.
His wife was Al Sharpton's right-hand woman. The man would go to Al Sharpton and talk to him virtually every day and get advice from him. You saw Johnson in Chicago, and you see Bass in Los Angeles. This is what socialists do.
Let's get closer to the mic. Sorry.
So, George, what do you think? Do you like the idea of Donald Trump deploying the National Guard and taking over the the MPD in Washington to try to fight crime? Or would you rather have some of your guys from Born to Ride 45 help?
Yeah, we wouldn't handle it as easy as the National Guard would. They have rules. They have certain rules they have to follow.
That's right.
We always told Tom Homan if he needed help, he's got us.
Oh, that's
we're
cool.
Gonna take a ride down. We took a ride to the one that's out here in Indiana, at the Miami Correctional Center. where they're
Yeah.
going to do the new one, the ice place. We went down there. Me and Alan took a ride there, and right away they came and challenged us.
Well, let me ask you a question about DC, because this is. Do you think maybe they're activating the guard not so much for the crime, but to make sure that certain criminals can't escape?
Agree.
I'm not joking. I mean, think about it.
It's that much for martial law, right?
If you have a police force that doesn't want to do its job, because
I was going to say that. Yep.
There are good members of the PD in Washington D.C. I'm not saying they're all corrupt. I'm saying leadership is corrupt. Leadership is corrupt in most of those organizations. They haven't cleaned it all out yet. So what better than to have people deployed who you can depend upon to do their job, right, George? I think that's part of it. What do you think?
Yep, I agree 100%. I think this is a footstep of what President Trump wants to do. I mean, he wants to control. He's gonna. I mean, you saw that the chief of police there. I mean, she's a DEI hire. She couldn't answer. She couldn't answer anything. The questions she was asked her. They do not want to admit that they need the help in Washington D.C. You can't walk around. It's unbelievable. When we went down there for the protest and stuff, it was unbelievable how bad it was. You know, you couldn't go eat someplace and everything else. It's terrible. You know, it's the safety of the people. I mean, that's what President Trump is all about, law and order, and he's going to do it. He'll do Chicago. He'll do Baltimore. I think he's going to do Baltimore next. Baltimore's really in bad shape. Alan was a cop there.
Well, look, the law says he can do this in Washington. You really can't do it in another independent municipality. What has to be done is people need to wake up. They need to put some pressure on their leadership and say, look, it's not safe here. We'd like to see something happening. But they have been a lot of these mayors were elected or reelected on the premise of defund the police, or police are too mean to people like George Floyd. That's another issue. So you kind of reap what you sow here. The people were too reactionary over a virtual hoax, if you will, an embellished story when it came to George Floyd, that they immediately fell for left-wing propaganda. Now, Mayor Bowser, by the way, Mayor Bowser of Washington, she was initially somewhat in favor of the idea, but then she's saying, apparently somebody had a talk with her. Now she's saying, oh, it's a fascist takeover now. So apparently, it used to be, let's keep our streets safe. And now it's, no, Donald Trump, orange man, bad, because somebody must have talked to her and said, no, this will be a win for him, not the Democrats.
Because of financing her campaign. You know, it's all about the money. I mean, that's the whole purpose of the whole thing.
Absolutely.
and Tony, correct me if I'm wrong, but what about what President Lincoln did? He put governors in jail.
So, well, he's just a couple of things about this. I think there's perfectly good justification. Because what President Lincoln did is he suspended habeas corpus. Basically, you could be held indefinitely without any due process, which was fine. And obviously, there's still some of that going on in Gitmo. I mean, people down in Gitmo still have that. So there's been a number of folks who call for often the movement of these individuals to get Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, for being held over for military tribunals. I fundamentally don't have a problem with any of this, but you've got to have, this is the other thing I've noticed about Washington, George. You got to have people with political will, because if you don't pick the right people, they're going to get soft and fuzzy, and they're not going to do it. So I think that's why President Trump's being a little bit careful about who he's picking. I think I'm still not convinced Pam Bondi's got the cojones. Well, I know she didn't have cojones.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced she has the virtual cojones to go through and do what has to be done, because this is going to, you've got to be very severe, because people like Schiff, Clapper, Comey, Strzok, Page, they all conducted high crimes, sedition at minimum. So yeah, I think like Lincoln, you can suspend habeas corpus and go after these folks. I think he could do it. What do you think, Chris? Could you justify that? I think it could be justified.
Again, we look at Lincoln like he was a great hero and he was one of the great presidents, and he was in a lot of ways. He also did manage to try to use that political capital to justify government overreach. The problem is, if in fact Donald Trump does this a bit more, or does the same things to the extent that Lincoln did, as far as suspending habeas corpus, unless it's a serious issue, we could see other parties, when they take control, do the same thing out of political spite. And we saw what they could do with a little bit of power, a little bit of guts. Imagine.
Well,
them
that's
being
the
involved
question,
in
though,
doing so in the
because
future. We need
I
foresight.
don't disagree with you, but basically, what do you do to rid ourselves of these people who clearly crossed the line? Hillary Clinton crossed the line. There's a certain level of political acceptance. Like, okay, do you want to, Obama and Obamacare? I was just tweeting out about, he's complaining that the Republicans are trying to get rid of Obamacare again. It's like, yeah, because it has essentially victimized individuals and benefited corporations, big pharma and big medical. It's done nothing to make things affordable. So that to me is unacceptable, but they're not going to put him in prison for that. Right, George?
Yep.
Barack Obama's not going to go to prison for being Satan's left testicle. Just saying.
I agree with you 100%. Don't forget, Lincoln used the militia, and now the militia turned into the National Guards, right?
Right.
That all happened. So
right.
The whole thing is that I agree with what you're saying. Trump has to not say walk on eggs, but he's very smart at what he's doing, and he likes to play chess a lot. And I think once that all these other cities and states see exactly what's going on in Washington, I think the people are going to stand up against their own politicians to say, listen, we're tired of these drugs, especially in Chicago. The cartel is running that place. And now that President Trump made them a terrorist group, he could go into any place he wants with that saying that they are terrorists going on, So
to your point, though, you're going to see a lot of those same people not really say that in public. At least prominent liberals or people who are have so many liberal friends they're afraid to say anything. But it's funny, if you heard Scarborough during the last few days, there was an instance where he was discussing the Washington crime and saying that some people he's close to, especially reporters, and one reporter in particular was discussing how he says this it will be a good thing for quality of life if Trump doesn't way overreach as far as what he's doing right now, but tweeting something absolutely different. So you're going to have a real huge, or at least a good chunk of people on the left or center left who are a silent, let's say, block, who say one thing but vote another way, or say one thing and really feel another way. And this is where guys like this is where Trump's this is what Trump also knows, gentlemen.
Excuse me.
But I think we're losing track of the point here. Where is the line? It's like, you can do all this stuff, but where's the line? What is the, and maybe the Patriots can, I see them already commenting on it.
Right.
Where is that line? Where is the line? Where acceptable accountability versus fascist accountability? Because they're always, no matter what he does, they call him a fascist. I'm a fascist, this fascist, that. He's not a fascist.
Any Republican gets called a fascist for whatever they do. Everyone. Right.
Yeah.
We could go
I think that's the question. No, it's the question. Where's the line?
Well, I think what they're trying to do is to challenge the MAGA movement, because they know how powerful it is. And Trump knows he has that in his pocket. But the whole thing is that he's trying to show what he's trying to do to agree with the MAGA movement that put him in office and stuff like that. And I think a lot of people that put him in office are a majority of the people that are in these areas that are hurt in financially and with the drugs and stuff and the killings. I mean, look, there's a website for Chicago. It tells you how many people they kill every day, and weekends are top numbers.
I've always said that Black Lives Matter is not about Black lives. It's about Marxism. And obviously that's true, because they've never cared once about the number of Black people who are suffering. So the two things I want to hit, George. First off, they're screaming right now, Well, DC has the lowest crime in
Yeah,
I don't know 10 years. And I think they're lying. What do you think? Because they're saying it's not needed. Some officer in the Metropolitan Police went to jail for padding numbers. So what do you think?
Oh yeah, most definitely. We got to see what the FBI statistics are. I mean, I think since Cash Patel and Bongino are in there, I think you'll get the right numbers, but not the way the politicians want to play, because the politicians are the ones, especially the fake news media. They got to keep the narrative going to show how good the Democrats are, which is impossible. I mean, you got to be a walking moron to not see what the hell's going on. I can't. I can't fathom these people protesting out in the street about ICE and putting themselves in cages. It baffles me to think that there's people with this type of sensibility in their brains. I have no idea what else is going on.
So, George, quick question? Do you think they should change the name of ICE to hot sauce instead? And that way, it's spiced up a bit. What do you think?
Well, when we made the vest for Tom Homan, we called him the Iceman. So he didn't know what his biker name, and I told him I'm not going to tell him until he puts it on. So when he put it on and he saw it, he says, "That's my name, and that's the Iceman." And he is not going to change it. He's not going to change it just to what he call. I mean,
it's August.
It's just unbelievable how much that they're doing the right job. And Tom Homan ain't going to take no shit. He don't care. He does not care. It's like F your feelings.
Exactly.
Sometimes you have to be logical and pragmatic with these issues. You can't always worry about stepping on eggshells and hurting somebody's feelings, because the fact is public safety involved. Should more 12-year-old, 13-year-old girls get raped because Joe Biden and the Democrats decided to bring in a third worlders from an actual rape culture into this country? Or is it? Or should we just round those criminals up and get rid of them, despite what a couple of whiny crybabies think, with a whole bunch of signs and really don't have a job to do in the first place?
That's what the plan was, to bring us down with all these killers and terrorists that came in from these other countries. Biden was said that he asked, what's his name, the one from Venezuela, to send all his people there, all the criminals and stuff. I mean, they shipped them up like crazy.
Now, which one of you said it takes a walking idiot to fall for some of this stuff? Because I found one. I found a walking idiot for you in Washington, D.C. She is helping they're trying to clean up some homeless encampments. Of course, as you know, there was a reporter who famously said that she was jumped by one of these people, one person nearby Union Station. So they're trying to clean these out. So here's a woman trying to obviously uniform, rainbow-ish shirt, the nose ring, and everything else. She's trying to help them out, help the criminals out.
All right, it's August 11th. I am outside Union Station in DC, where folks on the ground are telling me that they are about to start rounding up unhoused people tonight. The folks here at the encampment in front of Union Station are handing out these whistles.
What gum machine did she get those from?
To give to unhoused folks. That way they have a way to call for help if they are kidnapped by federal law enforcement. So if you're in the area and able to swing by right in front of Union Station, they have tons of these. Bring them back to folks in your community so they have a way to call for help.
Let me tell you something. This woman's going to need that whistle sometime sooner or later if she keeps trying to pull this garbage and she keeps hanging around these areas, because somebody is going to attack her eventually. I'm sorry, that's what's going to happen.
But just look at her eyes, the way she speaks. I mean, tell me,
she's on something. She's on something. They all are, I think. Yeah.
Apparently, on her planet, oxygen is a narcotic.
The education. That's what I want to know. What education she has.
Well, we were talking about education yesterday with a guy from Heritage. Did you see that, George? He was a good guy.
Yep. I saw it. Yep. You can stop all the funding you want.
Yeah. So I don't know, Chris. I think at this point, you've got so many people who were not purposely misinformed. They choose to not be educated. They choose to believe a narrative of the left. This woman clearly bought into it. People in New York, other than the people that George pointed out, are somehow think that being a socialist is going to make your life better. It's not. Socialism guarantees equality of the lowest denominator, the lowest common denominator. That's what they guarantee. Equality. People don't get this, George. I don't understand. It's like, oh, we want equality. They're going to give you equality of the lowest possible level because that's all they can do. They don't have the ability to build wealth. So how's it people don't get this? By the way, you're in Florida, right? You moved to Florida, right?
Yeah, right.
You moved to Florida because
So
things are better in Florida, right?
So I can carry legally.
That's right. Things are better in Florida.
Yeah.
So people, and I'm still upset that I can't carry a weapon in New York where, I can carry a weapon down here. I was out talking to the sheriff the other day. You can't, where I'd want to carry it, where I feel most unsafe is in AOC's basement. No, I've never been there in the Bronx.
Yeah, well, I just that, and I have Cuban writing. I have a group, a whole bunch of people, but I had a couple of Cuban writers told me that they should understand what they came from their country to come to this country for freedom. And you know what? He made a statement that was very important, impressed me. He says, "Thank God for the smart white people that wrote this Constitution." Coming from a Cuban, saying a statement like that, I thought was very impressive. That to realize how important it was. They keep on saying, that the ones that wrote the Constitution were all old men, which they weren't. A lot of them were young, as we know in history, but a lot of which they're not educated. But for those guys to make a statement, and they're very patriotic. I mean, they're always out in the rallies. They come with the flags and everything else like that. They're very patriotic. And the other thing is these congressmen and women that say, "Well, I'm from Guatemala, and Guatemala's first." That's bullshit.
Yeah, of course.
Right. They should get them out.
Well, the point being, George, I think the founding fathers created a durable document. It's durable by the fact that it permits a certain level of oversight and balance of powers. Essentially, you've got the three branches of government,
that's right, correct,
which are designed to basically check each other. A series of balances that does not permit one element of government to become so powerful it can overwhelm everything else. With that said, you can't have people loyal to other nations serving in leadership positions, right? I mean, I think couldn't we all agree on that? I think we could.
I agree with John.
Absolutely.
My father came from Italy, and we used to have to speak Italian in the house. But he says, "You go outside, you speak English because you're a guest in this country, and you have to respect the people here." A lot of people come to this country, they talk their language. It's very, I think besides that, it's very rude. It's not proper. This is your country. If you believe in this country, that's all you speak. I mean, that's the way the law of the land is. And the reason why I think you're correct about the founding fathers, not only were they smart lawyers and doctors and stuff, but they had a lot of common sense, which common sense is very important. You know that.
I say fight fire with fire. We go to their neighborhoods and speak Pig Latin. See what they do.
Well, I think they would enjoy pigs.
Yeah,
but
that would be.
But to that point, though, I think the founding fathers also believed that the government is not a business. You don't become a permanent member of Congress. You're supposed to. Now, this is where I do believe maybe term limits ought to be revisited, because you were never supposed to have a permanent political class. That's what's happened, though. You have people like Nancy Pelosi, Schiff. These people become permanent elites. They lose touch. It's like, Chuck Schumer. This is from your neck of the woods, both of you. So did you know that Chuck Schumer's been basing his policies entire career on a fictional family named the Baileys? Oh, yeah. Did you know this?
That's right.
It's true. He admits this.
What was the film? He always said the Webbers.
So, yeah, I mean, Chuck Schumer is another permanent fixture of the elite bureaucracy who, basically has lost touch long ago. And yet they're the ones, George, making the rules for us. And it's true. And I'm not joking. Go back and check the tapes. Chuck Schumer has a record of talking about the Baileys, this fictional family that he made up.
I couldn't remember. I know
he talks about all the time. Yeah.
Bailey. And of course, his cousin Beetle from the army.
Yeah, but don't forget, I bet you that's where he got the name from.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
You can't be, I mean, the guys. But look how their intelligence isn't that good. I mean, it's unbelievable how they got in those positions and how these people vote for them. I just can't understand it. And I think it's because amount of people do not go out and vote, which is very important, especially midterms coming up. Everybody, MAGA better get their ass out and vote because or else we're going to have a problem. But I mean, what's happening in Texas is fantastic. Mrs. Crockett, she can't have her what do they call the car, the black SUV she always requested. I mean, look,
Right.
Tony, remember I always said this: it's rich people telling poor people that rich people are making them poor.
There
You
we
check
go.
all these Democrats' net worth; they're millionaires. You think they give
No.
a shit about the people in their
course not.
Multi-millionaires.
Of course not.
Multi-millionaires. That's something
Yeah,
you add that to it. By the way, it's not only not only Schumer who has based his entire political career on the Bailey family, but apparently Nancy Pelosi did as well. A different kind of Bailey family, of course, but
You're
and it's
good,
also
Chris.
Kamala Harris's Bailey family.
Yeah. Well, she has to have vodka enhanced Baileys. That's for Nancy. Anything less than 50 proof doesn't cut it in Nancy's world. She needs to have a real kick.
She was hammered the
She
other
needs to
day
have a
when she
kick.
was talking about what they
Hammered.
brought up about her inside trading and stuff like that.
Oh
But we're
yeah.
not here talking about that.
Well, every Democrat is programmed now to say we're not talking about that. What do we talk about Trump and his 34 felonies? Why don't we
Well,
talk about
let's
Trump and
talk
his-
about
yeah.
Texas for a second. So, Governor Abbott's threatening to basically throw every member of the Democrat Party out who don't show up, and I think he should.
Yep,
I don't care. So, and they're all whining because they're trying to. What he's trying to do is not gerrymandering. As a matter of fact, it's the opposite. He's trying to stop the gerrymandering and make everything contiguous. Like, okay, we're just going to cut out these special set-asides. That's what they call them. I'm a politician, as you know, here in North Carolina. They're set-asides. Basically, George, they're supposed to have set-asides to create areas where minorities can have representation. But the Democrats never do it. As a matter of fact, in California and Illinois and your old New York, the Democrats have represented or purposely acquired area for Republicans. You guys we're a minority regarding representation. So if you use their rules, shouldn't we demand equity, not equality?
That's right. Yep.
It's like we want equity. We want it. Yeah. Yeah, but that's what they do. So they're upset because basically Texas is saying, yeah, we're not gonna give you guys set-asides, which is gonna result in you losing 5 seats.
Well,
I don't see anything wrong with that.
No,
What do you
I
think?
agree 100%. And I the governor has the power to pick the people for those seats, and that's it. I know they're on suicide watch. Look at that guy. What the hell's his name? The one where that kid DJ came from. The one that when Trump was speaking at the in front of the house.
All right, which one are you talking about?
The guy that held the cane up.
Al Green, not the singer.
Al Green.
Right.
Al Green, that kid DJ that was being honored and everything else. That kid is in his district.
Yeah.
And that piece of garbage didn't even turn around and recognize that kid. We went to a couple of appearances with him. The kid is unbelievable. Very inspiring. But just to say, it's just unbelievable. And the mentality they have holding up these signs while Trump was speaking, it's just amazing that they don't have respect for themselves besides respect for other people.
It was embarrassing holding up those stupid signs, the little circle signs. They thought they were appealing to Gen Zers, if you will, but really that's barely appealing to 13-year-olds at this point. And when 13-year-olds see it, it's funny when it's at a high school assembly. It's not funny when some people who are elected to office do it. And even 13, 12, 14-year-olds know this.
I'll tell you, it's amazing, especially when the answers that President Trump comes out with these reporters. It's unbelievable. I mean, he puts them in their place all the time, and I mean, you have to be the way. And he says, how long is it going to take you to deal with Russia? You could tell in 2 minutes. I mean, the guy's a dealer. He knows exactly what to do. He knows how to do it.
One last group that's being targeted. I just got a news alert on this. Now I'm doing an audible, and I don't think Chris will mind.
I love it.
They're finally going to do. Marco Rubio has said that they're going to declare the Muslim Brotherhood a terrorist organization. Now, for those of us who follow this, the Muslim Brotherhood infiltrated the Obama and Clinton both. People don't know this, but during Clinton's time at State Department, she actually had an office at the State Department catering to the Muslim Brotherhood. She had members of the Muslim Brotherhood to include Abedin, who was married to Uma Abedin, who was married to Carlos Danger, aka Anthony Weiner.
Yeah,
George, I got to ask you, what politician in his right mind doesn't change his name from Weiner when he runs for office?
Hey, listen, there's a furniture company called here Badcock. So
actually, Homa Albany is not married anymore to Anthony Weiner.
No,
he's married to somebody even more.
She's got a bigger penis now. She got a bigger penis.
Well, actually, figuratively, possibly, it would be Alex Soros that she's married to at this point.
Yeah. But you see how the game plan is played, but what they did, and it was all planned. I mean, that 16-year plan, we know, right, Tony? The whole thing with the
that's right. That's right. Yep. They were all part of it. By the way, Chris, isn't there a song about that? I married the song of a Nazi man. No, that's a preacher man. It's the wrong song. Sorry.
There he is. He's the son of a Nazi man.
There he is. There he is. Now, come on. You got to admit, that guy looks like a Bond villain right there. That looks like a Bond villain. That right there is a Bond villain. I know Bond villains. I'm a spy. That's a Bond villain.
Yep, I agree.
Actually, it looks more like Trevor Horn from the Video Killed the Radio Star video.
Wow, don't mess up that video. I love that video.
Looks like him. Yeah.
Hey, Tony,
I love that video.
It's amazing.
Trevor Horn is chill. Trevor Horn
he is cool.
Trevor Horn wrote some great songs too. He was part of ABC, didn't he? Wrote all the stuff for ABC, I think, as well.
He also also had a hand in. He also produced Yes's 90215 album.
Yeah, he's got some great music. Yeah, don't insult Trevor like that. He's no Bond villain, but that's a Bond villain. And by the way, do you think that they torture small animals for fun on vacation?
Hey, he learned from his father, so yeah.
They should do what was it, General Pershing, that the one that when he had problems with the Muslims, he buried them with the pig blood and stuff like that. He never had problems with them again.
So that was Pershing, Blackjack Pershing. Do you know the story? I very quickly. We don't have a lot of time. So anyway, Muslim Brotherhood, bad. They have been the root feeder organization for Al Qaeda, ISIS, the Holy Land Foundation here in the United States that funded stuff. They're bad. Anyway, but back to the story regarding Blackjack. So are you familiar with the Moros, George? The Moros in the Philippines. The Philippines, essentially, the southern island was inhabited by Moros, which is Tagalog for Muslim, which is Islam. And they were like Corn Pop, only worse, right, Chris? Remember Corn Pop was a bad dude?
He was a tough guy. Yeah, bad dude.
He was a tough guy. So these guys, this was Corn Pop who beheaded people. Just saying. So these people are bad. So when Blackjack Pershing became the military governor of the Philippines, he basically had to break the insurrection. So what he did, this was very severe. And I'm just going to say it. I'm not going to put a happy face on it. He captured 50 Muslims, 50 of the Moros, and they dug a big trench, a big old trench.
That's right.
And in this trench, they butchered pigs. They killed pigs, and they threw them in the bottom. And then they took 49 of the 50 Muslims.
Right. And
shot them, and they fell into the pit with the pigs. And then they poured pig's blood on top of them. And then one guy was left alive out of the 50, and he was told, "You saw what happened here? Go back and tell the rest of your folks what happened here." This is their fate. And what is interesting, and there's no such precept that I know of in Christianity, but if in the Islamic faith, if you are touch pig's blood or encased with pork, you can't go to heaven. You're stuck wherever you're at. Right? Is that right, George? I think
that's correct. 100%. There was a guy that was selling. He owned a gun shop, and all of a sudden these people started coming in. And what he did, it's going to sound crazy, but he had cooked bacon on the side and tell them you want to buy a gun, you have to eat the bacon first.
Yeah, there you go.
You know what? I'll take that. I'll take that. You know,
well,
I'll eat bacon any day.
For those who have read Dark Heart, I talk about the fact that I ate bacon every morning in Afghanistan just to prove the point. I did. Every morning, I'm going to have bacon.
I remember you told me that. I remember you told me that. That was,
yeah. It's true. It's true. And bacon's good. It's good for you.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, we should do that. Chris, should we develop a bacon bomb to drop on Iran? And
I'm sorry, that would be a waste of bacon. I'm sorry, that's America's best resource.
I guess that's true.
Yeah. Send Canadian bacon over there. Nobody
Canadian
wants that
bacon
stuff.
Yeah. Send Justin Trudeau, who's the biggest Canadian bacon there is.
Yeah.
Oh, please.
Come on, it's Taylor ham. Okay, that's what it is.
Yeah. So, well, we got to go. Yeah. And thanks, Jamie. I'm glad you love my book. Yes. We're going to, oh, by the way, we're monetizing. I think I mentioned we're monetizing my Twitter, my X feed. So I'll be doing more back behind the scenes stories on Dark Heart. As a matter of fact, we're going to have a couple of episodes. George, I want you to come on and join me for one of the one-on-one sessions too. We're going to do one-on-one stuff. We're going to have discussions of we're going to have people who actually know what the hell they're talking about, like you show up, just saying. You know?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no problem. I do that.
It'll be a lot of. It'll be a great thing. You're going to check it out.
Chris is going to help produce.
Yeah.
So,
but no one's going to be
we're figuring it all out.
Yeah. This one. Yeah. There's going to be. It's going to be all Tony's good stuff here. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna do some interesting things.
I'll be honest.
And obviously, I can't talk about everything in the open like I'd like to. You know, obviously, people still get upset with me, which I'm sure you're probably not surprised about. So, but anyway, we'll be doing a lot more behind the scenes stuff and talking about stuff. Right now, we're looking at September being 9/11 month because we're going to talk about 9/11 stuff.
Yeah.
October seems a lot of people are interested in environmental issues. I'm going to try to focus on environmental stuff in October in the interviews. You know, I've got a degree in environmental studies. And then November, we're going to do election stuff. We're going to be bad-mouthing Bill Barr. Maybe we'll get sued. Wouldn't that be fun?
Well, there's another guy who could go down, and that's probably
George,
a conversation.
I can tell you some good stuff about 9/11.
Yeah.
You know,
well, we'll have you do the 9/11 stuff, but I also want to have you. But we should do something about. Do you think we could get Bill Barr to sue me so we could get Discovery and find out what he really thinks?
I think the man's just going to be hiding pretty soon. That's it. He made the wrong turn with the Hunter Biden laptop, and I know you're going to be talking about that on your page a lot more and a little more in depth. But he made the wrong turn there, and from then on, he became stuck with the deep state, and they're going to drop him too. He's going to be another sacrificial lamb. They're picking right now. The big people, the puppeteers are picking and choosing who they're going to cut and who they're going to keep.
It was amazing.
It's like dodgeball in reverse.
Right, Barr was picked by the deep state. They told Trump to pick him because Whitaker was fantastic. I mean, he would have been great attorney general, but they said they wouldn't approve him at all. So they put Barr in there. So that was.
So that's the thing. They were trying to do that. Like they to your point, they were trying to control Trump by saying, well, these are the people who will approve. He should never have accepted that. He's doing right now. Basically, he's reappointing people to temporary positions because he wants them. He should do more of that.
That's right. Correct. I agree 100%. You know, he's still
got we got to go.
He's still got more leftovers on there. Thank you very much.
He's got it. Anyway, we got to go. George, thanks for being here. It's always great. People love you, obviously.
Thank you.
And tomorrow, Trixie's back, right?
Yep, Trixie. You got George and you got Sean. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
Great. All right. Well,
all right, brother. Thank you very much. Take care, Chris. Take care.
So, and we'll be back Monday, right, Chris?
We're going to be back Monday. We like Mondays, unlike Brenda Spencer and the Boomtown Rats.
Yeah,
that's right.
And Garfield.
God bless. Thank you very much.
Well, thanks. God bless you all. We'll see you soon.